Hey, World Entertainment, and a strange, interesting, and slightly funny story has occurred as Marvel Studios has subpoenaed Reddit to find out who leaked the story of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. What's interesting about it is the fact that what grounds have Disney got to stand on. Of course, it's Marvel, but through Disney. They want to find the leakers or leaker. They want the name or names and email or emails addresses of the supposed leaker. Now, the interesting thing is, if Reddit was to give in to this subpoena, it would instantly be the end of Reddit, because the users would look at it and say, well, why would we continue using you if you're just going to willy-nilly give up our information when you're being threatened with legal action over basically nothing? Now, it looks like the type of grounds Marvel are trying to go on is that they are basically trying to say that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania has lost money because of the leaks, which is ridiculous. How could you possibly prove that? People went to see that movie, so much so that he has championed it to the high heavens, that it was the highest opening of any Ant-Man movie. But now, of course, it's dropped off a cliff. And now you want to try and say, well, it's because of these leaks. What's interesting is the leak itself wasn't actually the full script, but it was the lines of dialogue. Every line spoken in the movie. So it wasn't, you couldn't tell what the scenes were and stuff. You could just see what the dialogue was. What's also interesting is it seems to have come from Brazil, because it was in Portuguese. It had to be translated into English. So what grounds would Marvel have to actually be given a case? It's originated from a different country. And if they're trying to claim damages, how could you prove that? And how much do you think you've lost? Or are they going to turn around and say, well, we lost out on $1 billion? I don't think so. Not just that, but it's a true sign of desperation and denial that this movie was just a failure. The fact that so many of their other products were leaked online, almost the entire story for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness leaked. They didn't bat an eyelid. I think half of Black Widow leaked. They didn't bat an eyelid. Loki leaked. All these things. And they never panicked in any way. Or at least let it be seen that they were panicking. But now they've released the beginning of Phase 5. The movie they said was the most important movie since Endgame, that was introducing you to the next big bad. And it's not just tanking at the box office. It's about to lose them possibly in the region of $150 million. And all of a sudden, they are trying to basically dox someone. Now, obviously, the leaks would have to come from someone close to or within Disney itself. How else would you get all that stuff? Not just that, but what is Disney's legal standing? How do they try and convince a court this leak cost us money? it influenced people not to go see the movie. I didn't even know this crap had leaked. All we were hearing was the movie was garbage and that it was going for reshoots. And there's the next thing for this subpoena is the fact that how can they claim anything of interference with the movie? They were filming, doing reshoots, filming to the end of January this year. This year they were still filming it. Now, the interesting is a court is probably going to laugh them out of it and say, you've no legal standing. The fact that they're trying to pressure Reddit into giving in to them is ridiculous, because why should Reddit give up any? They don't have any contract with Disney. They don't work for or with Disney. They have no contract. They didn't sign any MDAs. And next to that, you also bring into the fact that Reddit has come forward and stated it which is basically a big FU and middle finger to Disney, that they put out a statement saying we value and take very seriously and find it very important to keep our users' privacy private. So in your face, Disney, it really shows you that they cannot take the L. They've lost. Nobody's interested in that, man. It's a disaster. By the way, leak or no leak, the movie is garbage. So you have that. But here they are showing how desperate they are and how they really cannot cope when things don't go their way. But it's going to be interesting. We'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. Because again, if Reddit give in, that's the end of Reddit. Because no one's going to use them. Why would they? If they stand their ground, Disney will have to try and push courts into upholding the subpoena. And the court will have to say, well, what grounds are you trying to bring here? You have no grounds. The thing seems to have originated from Portugal, or not Portugal, Brazil. Their legal system is probably completely different. Whoever leaked it clearly, or at least upload it onto Reddit. Reddit doesn't have a contract with you. You don't have any say in what they can and cannot do. They didn't sign any MDAs. So you've no legal footing. Interesting. But that's the story so far. So as I said, we'll keep an eye out and see what happens with this. It's just hilarious that their first official bomb, even though half of Phase 4 bombed, but it's the fact that it's going to lose so much money as well. Don't forget, Eternal stuff didn't break even. So this thing, it's not the fact that it's not going to break even, it's the fact that it's going to lose probably up to $150 million. With that and all the negative reviews, they are just panicking. So we'll find out what happens. Anyway, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.